What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to make a police station. Now, this is the refresh version of the police station. And yeah, here it is, included with a lovely little cop car over here. Isn't it great? It's so awesome. It's not that great, honestly. But here it is in all of its, I don't know, police station-iness or something. I will give you a peek on the inside as per usual. But, yeah, with that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Here is the original police station, if anybody is curious, along with the terrible police car. What even is that? And here's the extremely freaking oversized remake one, which doesn't look terrible. It's just like 3 times the size it should be. Here are all the materials we're needing for this build. Everything on the left is for the police station. Everything on the right is for the police car, although some of them will, I know, overlap. Specifically, some for the police station itself may be used for the car. I'm actually not positive. There might not be any. Also, you need white dye and gray dye and aluminum for the banners. Are you good, bro? I don't think he's good. What am I looking at? Alrighty, so the space mean for this is a 58 by 70. Now, we're going to start with one material as per usual for these refresh, and it's these smooth stone slabs, so we can figure out the front left-hand corner of the actual police station itself, and not have to worry about all these weird green lines, except that one and that one right there are important. So, starting from the front left-hand corner of your 58 by 70 grid cough if you made it, you want to start by placing a smooth stone slab. You will then count right of this by 8, and place another one. You will then go back from this right one with 21 smooth stone slabs. Just like so. Just because I want to kind of highlight what we're actually looking at here, you want to take this furthest right one, or this, I guess, back one. You want to bring it right with, is it 12 or 11? I can't remember. It is 12 smooth stone slabs. You'll then go forward by 3 and connect back to the left, and that will give you a P for police station, definitely. The back left-hand corner smooth stone slabs here, you can just bring it back by like 5 or something. This is just so we have this corner kind of highlighted and we know where we're actually starting. So you want to start by getting rid of the smooth stone slabs now and getting out deep slate bricks, gray concrete, quartz pillars, chiseled quartz blocks. That is a first for a non-security breach build. Black stained glass pens, smooth quartz blocks, spruce planks, spruce stairs, and we'll go as a temporary thing. I know it wasn't on the list, polished andesite. That's for the interior specifically. If you don't care about the interior, you can kind of disregard that. And I guess if you want to get out black glass, that will work. So from this front right-hand corner, or I guess the front left-hand corner, the kind of space you just made here, it should be this particular grass block you're highlighting, this guy right here. You want to start by counting back diagonally right by 3 from it, and going right, you want to place 12 deep slate bricks. Then going right of that, you will place 2 smooth quartz blocks. Extend either smooth quartz block forward by 3, and then in front of that, you'll place an upward-facing quartz pillar. Right of the quartz pillars, you'll place 8 spruce stairs facing forward, and then 2 upward-facing quartz pillars. Extend either of those quartz pillars back with 4 smooth quartz blocks, and then you can take this furthest right back smooth quartz block and extend it right with, yet again, 12 deep slate bricks. That is the size of your front, pretty much. We do have that section, which is important. But if you really needed the front left-hand corner of the actual spacing of the build itself, it would be, if I am not mistaken, about here. It is right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you count back 6 and right 1, it would be that, if you really need it. So we're going to focus on the center, I think, first, and kind of get this built up a little bit. So if you take the quartz pillars here, along with, I guess, the smooth quartz behind them, you want to extend each of them up by 11. Each pillar quartz and smooth quartz. You're my bad, quartz pillar. Such a weird inconsistency in the name. I don't particularly hate it, it's just weird. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am for the most part. Don't use chiseled quartz. That's for the windows. Sometimes I just feel like using a random block, and sometimes it's chiseled quartz, but it almost never is. Although it is a cool floor material. I might use it once, because I realized in Security Breach, when I was using it for... I don't remember what it was in that map. It was something or other I used it for. It looked really cool as a pattern. It was like in a mix of a bunch of them. It's kind of a weird block, but it's cool, I guess. Anyway, you should end up with this. Here's where the polished andesite will end up coming in, not actually immediately, but behind this row of spruce stairs here in the middle, you will place 3 spruce planks and then a row of polished andesite. That row of polished andesite will sit between the back row of smooth quartz, in case you need that. It's just a reference. You can get rid of the final 3 materials in your inventory, which would be both the spruce planks and stairs, along with the polished andesite, although we will need it later. And you want to get out black stained glass, dark oak doors, and blue concrete, and I think that'll let us finish the front with the exception of the banner letters, but I wasn't doing those anyway, so too bad. At least not yet. On the polished andesite, you want to go left to right or right to left on top of it and place a black glass, 2 dark oak doors, 2 black glass, 2 dark oak doors, and a black glass. Extend each black glass up by 2, and then you'll just bring each dark oak door up with a single black glass. On top of the top row of black glass, you'll place a row of gray concrete and then extend it forward a row. You will then extend that row of gray concrete up by 1, and this is where it gets a little bit weird. It is weird. It's where it gets a little bit weird because it's weird. Anyway, going left to right or right to left on top of that row of gray concrete doesn't matter. You'll place 2 black stained glass panes, quartz pillar, 2 black stained glass panes, quartz pillar, and then 2 black stained glass panes. You can then copy that row 2 more times. Yeah. And then on top of that, you want precisely 2 rows of gray concrete. Oh, did I miss deep slate brick slabs? I think I did in the inventory. That sucks. As in the list over there. I think I did. No, never mind. I see it. Oh, right, because I got it for that. Oh, I got lucky then. Let's take the bottom row of gray concrete here. And what you want to do from it is you want to go out. Actually, it's the top one, not the bottom one. I apologize. Just below the windows. You'll go out with 5 rows of blue concrete. So it should stick 2 over the quartz pillar at the front. The first overhanging row, you'll extend out to either side with 2 blue concrete. In the front, you will just extend 1 off either side. That'll give you this. And that's, I mean, pretty much the center built up. Now, you can, yet again, get rid of the last 3 materials in your inventory, and you can get out smooth quartz slabs. By the way, it was black glass, dark oak doors, blue concrete. You also will get out... actually, I changed my mind. Get back out blue concrete. And, in addition, get out white stained glass blocks. We're going to work symmetrically here. So anything you do to the left of the entrance, you want to do to the right of the entrance, and etc., etc. I guess vice versa. You want to take the innermost deep slate brick block on either side, and you want to start by bringing it up with 7 quartz pillars facing up. And again, you're doing this on both sides. You'll then, going out from the bottom, you will go and place 2 black stained glass panes, quartz pillar, 2 black stained glass panes, quartz pillar, 2 black stained glass panes, quartz pillar, and again you're doing that on the other side. It's just 3 windows, and you should end with 2 gray concrete, or 2, I guess, deep slate bricks open on the edge. You will then, regardless, copy that row 2 more times. It's a nice, it's not really too complicated of a build, but it's not easy either, I wouldn't say. Well, it looks nice. A little weird as far as the colors, although they pop nicely, I guess. You'll then take each quartz pillar and essentially just extend it up by 4, so it's the same height as the one that was up against the side of the middle section. Just like this. Above the black stained glass panes, you'll just place chiseled quartz blocks kind of in the center row here. You could use sideways quartz pillars if you're looking at the chiseled quartz and you're like, get that block out of my face. I think it looks fine. It is kind of a weird pattern, but it's not too noticeable of a pattern. It adds a slight bit of contrast and texture. You'll then anyway place 3 rows of black stained glass panes on top of the chiseled quartz again. I think the chiseled quartz is better than really any alternative there. I guess you could even use like stripped pale oak for it to still be a little bit different. I don't know, just throwing ideas at you. I know chiseled quartz is definitely a weird block, but I like it. And then on top of the windows, you will place 2 rows of gray concrete. This will make it 1 row shorter, I believe, than the front center of the gray concrete specifically. It'll be 2 shorter than the smooth quartz, but yeah. You have 3 different roof heights, which I think is a pretty nice touch. You can also take these 2 side deep set bricks and just bring them up with gray concrete. We're still not done with the front, by the way. There is really one thing left to do that will stay symmetrical like this, and it's to do with the windows on the left and right. Above them on this row of gray concrete, you'll just place a row of smooth quartz slabs in front. It should end up just spanning the length of the window section from one end quartz pillar to the other. And that makes it look a lot better, just having that little overhang. The middle window also has it, actually, except this is an upside-down smooth quartz slab row instead, just so you don't cover up the banner letters. And also, it doesn't particularly look bad. It looks mad, actually. I don't know, mad window. Anyway, you're done with the symmetry part, and we can focus specifically on the right side here. And we can start on this deep slate brick. You want to start by going back by, I want to say it's 11 deep slate bricks. I am correct, yeah, it is 11. Oh, hey, look, it's me. You then want to go right from that one with 9. And then, I sure love numbers. I don't know how many back it is, although let me count real quick. You want to go back with 18 deep slate bricks. And then you'll go in by 9, which would be left, I guess. And then back by 13. We can pretty much get this entire side done fairly easily here. Now, let's start with the window at the front, which you can actually see over there. From this front gray concrete, you want to go back and you want to place another gray concrete. Quartz pillar, 2 black stained glass panes, quartz pillar, 2 black stained glass panes, and a quartz pillar. Now, for this specifically, I am going to throw out the suggestions of also doing this one. Yeah, sorry. This also on the left side. Now, when you do this, I would essentially just, like, make it the same distance to that corner there. So, I believe it was 11 deep slate bricks back? Yeah, just go back by 11 on the left here, and just copy this window pattern. It'll save us the effort of having to do it again later, and this is the last of this window pattern anyway, but yeah. And then once you're just behind it, you'll have 3 gray concrete on both sides. So, again, I'm going to tell you to bring each quartz pillar up by 6. I know I did say the symmetry was done, but, like, it just makes more sense in my mind. It's okay that I lied. You will, from this point then, place 2 rows of panes at the bottom, a row of chiseled quartz, and then 3 rows of panes at the top. And you'll do this on both sides still, and then I'll give you a second to catch up, because, yeah. Actually, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just rip out the rest of this wall, because it is pretty much the same thing as before. Shoot up this. And then again, you'll bring the gray concrete up and around, and just kind of fill in the part of the wall that we have. Having that little part on the right will also help us later with connecting everything, I think. I mean, it's not a huge deal, I guess, if we don't have it, but it is just nice to understand it a little bit and have something there. The more we have, the better. And then there's one more step, which is the smooth quartz slab row above the top row of the thing on the bottom row of gray concrete above it, which is from quartz pillar to quartz pillar again. And yeah, you should have this. Directing our attention specifically back to the right side now, we can do the funny little guy that sticks out here. But before we do it, I would advise taking the top, what is it, 3 rows? Yeah, we'll go with 3 rows of gray concrete. And just extending them back and then down once you hit the portion behind this little weird overhang. And this entire back portion is just pure gray concrete. There is no windows or anything. There's no windows on the back in general, actually, or like the back half. We've added all the windows with the exception of the skylights on the section we're about to make. But yeah. You should have this. On top of the deep slate bricks here, you can just place 4 rows of gray concrete around the edge here. Just like so. That's not too bad pace. 15 minutes, and we're like a third way done the actual building. And you should have this now. From this point, you can get rid of your chiseled quartz blocks and get out deep set brick slabs. And I would recommend putting them next to your deep set brick blocks. I'm just going to shift everything back and have them at the very front because I also want the deep set bricks and gray concrete next to each other because there is more of this, although I guess it doesn't matter that much. But anyway, off of the right side of the wall here, this gray concrete, you'll place upside down deep set brick slabs that'll overhang off the front and back by 1. Then extend it up with a normal row of deep set brick slabs, which will give you just a slightly thicker row, really, and nothing else particularly interesting. You'll then extend these slabs on the end to the left a row. Only on the ends, you don't want to fill in anything on the middle. You don't want to go on top at all because we have another section that will stick up. From this top deep set brick slab, though, you'll go left with 2 deep set bricks from this point, and then 2 upside down slabs. Extend each of the upside down slabs up with a slab, and then extend those normal slabs left with 2 blocks, and then 2 upside down slabs with yet again slabs on top. Pretty simple. And it'll give you this. You will fill in the kind of, I guess, peak of the roof in with gray concrete. And it's the same thing as per usual. You don't want to fill in any more blocks than usual. You just want to fill in behind any upside down slabs and behind any full block gaps. Not behind blocks, not behind regular slabs. You just want this. Now, this is the part where I lie. So, you want to actually bring the deep set bricks at the front and back of this just in a row so they're on top of the gray concrete here. You still don't want it on top on the actual right side here. This is staying as is. Except for the actual corners, I guess. Then, on that row of gray concrete, you will go front to back or back to front. It really doesn't matter. And you want to do this pattern. Blue concrete, 3 white stained glass. Blue concrete, 3 white stained glass. Blue concrete, 3 white stained glass. Blue concrete, 3 white stained glass, and then blue concrete. White glass really does pop on this. I can't get far. I'm sorry. Five Guys is in my way. In case you're wondering what is actually behind me right now. You want to bring that whole blue concrete white glass debacle up with an additional row. It's not a debacle, it's a row in a video game. But same difference. You will then go from that up diagonally left a row with the same pattern. And then from this point, you'll literally just connect each of these blue concretes and white stained glass all the way left into the wall. When you are doing this, you can also fill in the kind of gaps here on the underside of the side, just fill it in with a little bit of blue concrete. You'll have to do that later anyway, so you might as well just get it out of the way before we place these slabs and it becomes a problem. Because I hate placing through more slabs than one. And I guess before we fill in the roof here, which we're doing, because, yeah, it's easier. You should have this. If you like that as is, that is fine. However, we're going to add some upside down smooth quartz slabs around just to give it a little bit more of a flair, I guess, if you will. Off of the, it's not the top row, I guess, of the pattern, but it's the row on the right side before it went up diagonally. And you'll place a row of upside down smooth quartz slabs off the side that overhangs off the front and back by 1. It should be in line with the deep slate brick below it, and it should also be a full block's gap away from it, technically speaking. You'll then take the overhanging ones, and you'll kind of go up diagonally left by 2. You'll go up diagonally left with a smooth quartz slab, and then just it would be left from that with an upside down slab. Oh my god. And you should have this. You'll then connect the upside down slab as far left as you can go, where you will end up having these deep slate brick slabs in your way, so you'll just replace them with smooth quartz blocks, because there's really no better alternative other than just crying about it and doing that. Unless there's like some magical fairy carpet thing you could do. I don't think so, but you never know. Maybe if you harness the power of the gods, you can fix the roof. Anyway, we can do the back. The back is totally the hardest part of this build, 100% without a doubt. I would actually just recommend going all the way across with deep slate bricks until you're in line with that one over there. Now, I'm going to cheat and count this out. It should be 35 deep slate bricks over if I did the math right. If I didn't, kind of hope and pray that you're... No, it should be 35 because I wouldn't have been 2 off, and I'm not 1 off because it is a 2-block center, and 35 plus 1 is 36. If that makes any sense to anybody. Now, before we actually do the back, we can go a little bit extra here. You want to, on the left side, go forward with 10 deep slate bricks. And then you'll leave a gap of 2 and just connect forward from there with more deep slate bricks. You will then place gray concrete on top of every single deep slate brick, going up to the top height. Where you left the gap, you will leave a 2x3 doorway in total, which essentially just means you're leaving the first 2 rows of gray concrete open. And yeah, I think I just boxed there, right? But yeah, all this is just gray concrete. Fairly simple. I told you the back was difficult. Although there is actually something going on the back, but we're not going to worry about it quite yet. Because it doesn't really matter. I mean, it does matter. We'll worry about it in a little bit here. It'll probably be the next thing we do after we situate the doorway on the left side and consider our options, I guess. I don't know what our options are. I really haven't gotten there. Yeah, we'll do the roof, and then I think we'll do the banner letters last, because I hate the banner letters. Forever dislike them. Had to make the Subway logo with one recently. You'll see that for a tutorial eventually. I'm like 15,000 refresh series builds ahead, so it might be a minute, but you will see that eventually, and I had a fun time. Oh yeah, by the way, I should mention this. I forgot to mention this in the intro. The greenery blocks are not included in the grid, like the azalea plants you're seeing there, along with the seagrass and stuff. That's just because that's kind of an optional thing, and you'll see why. Although I did include the Ponsel. So you should have this. That's the size of your build. You can look and you can decide if you actually like the size of this, if you are not going to build my interior. I would advise, honestly, kicking out that back wall, as in removing it entirely, and then building your interior if you don't want to use mine, and then from that point, just figure out how big you want it. But it works pretty well for my interior. I think it's a reasonable size. You could go further back, you could not. It just depends. Anyway, enough rambling from me. You can head over to the left side, and we're going to focus on this doorway. Get rid of your blue concrete and your white stained glass, along with your smooth quartz slabs. I don't think we need those again. And get out polished andesite stairs, and spruce doors. Now, in your doorway, you will just place polished andesite blocks. Again, if you aren't using polished andesite for your floor, disregard this and do whatever if you're not using my interior. You'll place spruce doors on the polished andesite, but also outside of them, you'll place polished andesite stairs facing left. You want to essentially place one either side that curls into the wall, so on the front it'll face forward, on the back it'll face backwards. Now we can focus on the funny thing. So, your smooth quartz should stick 2 higher than your wall, and that's kind of technically speaking misleading. You want to, because of the roof or the stairs will end up being a row higher, so it doesn't really matter. But you'll take only the top row of smooth quartz, and you'll bring it all the way back until you overhang the back of the build by just one block. Just a simple little one. And you're doing this with both of these top sections. This almost splits the build into thirds. It doesn't really matter that it does that. I just figured I would point that out. But it doesn't change the roof as much as you might think, and you'll see why. Well, you can kind of tell the back ends up being flat, whereas it goes up there. You can connect those overhanging smooth quartz down to the ground with, you guessed it, smooth quartz. There is no base trim on these because I didn't feel it. Well, I didn't think they needed one. And then you'll go back with a row of quartz pillars from those. Just like so. And that'll honestly pretty much get most of your build done. That kind of gives you like what you should expect to see though from everything. Now, before we clear our inventory, we can actually use these deep slate brick slabs in really one very, very minor spot. The top center that I mentioned where it's taller, on top of this row of gray concrete, you'll place a row of deep slate brick slabs and then extend it forward a row so it overhangs. I think from this point you can clear your inventory, but I'm really not sure anymore. And get out white wool and the deep slate brick stairs. We're just going to go with that for now, and then we'll do the banner letters after. So, with the exception of the front, because we already touched that, or dealt with that, I don't know why sometimes I just can't speak words. You want to place white wool on top of your top row of gray concrete on really all the sides except for the side that I just mentioned, which is the front, specifically in the middle. You do want, I guess, the sides of the front. Okay, my bad, I had an itch. The itches are always important over the Minecraft tutorials, obviously. Gotta solve those first. You should end up with this, which looks really freaking stupid. Around the white wool, you'll place upside down deep slate brick stairs that'll just face outwards in whatever direction they should face logically. You do want the corners, that's literally it. You don't want to wrap around the smooth quartz sections here on the front and back. You just want to kind of go around in the two, what I guess are C shapes, and then the just little line on the back. You should end up with this. From this point, you're filling in the roof with white wool entirely. It's going to, go through the front here, and it's going to be a giant rectangle, I think. That's definitely not a square, yeah. When you do this, I would /fill, because I am just not filling all of this in. You can't make me. Doing it by hand is not something I'm interested in doing. So you just take either corner, you go /fill, whatever. I can't be bothered to explain. I took the coordinate from the back left, and then I'm in the front right. You can see I'm like halfway in the floor, and then I just used tilde for these, and then the coordinates in for the other, and did this command. You can also do white underscore wool, but because white is just the basic one, you can just use wool, and that applies for almost all of them. It's like white concrete, you can just use concrete. Oak, or for oak planks, you can just use planks as well. And yeah, stuff like that. You should end up with this. Your build looks fairly dark if you don't have night vision. I forgot I had it off for the refresh builds I've been working on. But yeah, you can now clear your inventory, and it's loom time! Grab a loom and grab specifically 6 gray banners if you care, but I'm just going to grab 16 because I can't be bothered. And also, you need white dye and gray dye. Smack your loom on the floor as aggressively as you can, and I guess you can get rid of it if you want the inventory space, and then pop your first gray banner in and your white dye. You want to do the line down the right, which is pale sinister, and then you can put in a gray dye and do the full bottom half gray, which is per fess inverted. Put back in your white, do line through the middle, which is fess, line across the top, which is chief fess, and then line down the left, which is pale dexter. That's your P. Gray banner in again. You're going to do each line off each side, which is left, right, top, bottom, pale dexter, pale sinister, base fess, and chief fess. I just said those inverted from what I was doing, but that's fine. Oh god. Pop in your gray banner again and do the bottom as white, which is base fess, and the full left side as white, which is pale dexter, or the line along the left, not the half. Next gray banner, and you'll do the line across top and bottom, which is chief fess and base fess, and then you'll do the line to the middle, which is pale. Next one in, line down the left, which is pale dexter, line across top and bottom, which is chief fess and base fess again. Final one, same thing you just did, but you'll have the line through the middle as well. So base fess, chief fess, just fess, I think, and then the line down the left, which is pale dexter. That's all of your banners. You needed one gray die? That's crazy. These are above the middle window here. You will essentially just like take the top left gray concrete, count right by 1, and just start placing your banners in the order we made them, which should spell out police in theory. Assuming you can spell. Or if you really wanna go Hello Neighbor Please style, then you could do that. I had to make the reference, I guess. Anyway, you can get rid of your frick ton of banners, and that's your police station done. If you don't care for the parking lot, then if you want the police car, then skip ahead a little bit, I don't know. But yeah, you can start by getting out smooth stone slabs, gray concrete, white concrete, sandstone, gravel, podzol, water buckets, cobblestone slabs, and we'll go seagrass. So I'm going to be a little bit vague with a couple of numbers here because I'm not just giving you the whole number. But you want to take the front left-hand smooth stone slab here, and you want to bring it back essentially until it's just a few blocks further back than the final polished andesite stair. So I'm going to bring it all the way back here. And you see, right here, I'm in line with the last stair. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 more. And then I'll extend it all the way to the right, but I will actually leave the last block open. That will be important for later, but yeah, you should end up with this. You will end up taking not the end smooth stone slab, but if you count left by 2 from it, you'll take this guy, which should be, again, it should be, I guess, the 4th one over from the wall itself. You'll go forward with 2 slabs. Leave a gap of 4 or count forward by 5 and then connect all the way forward with smooth stone slabs from there. And you should, in theory, connect perfectly to the other row. Alternatively, just match up with that row and kind of don't worry much further about it. If you do care, though, the spacing to the right of this is 3 and the spacing between the slabs is 7. Now you have this. You have this weird kind of rectangle that sticks out at the front of these smooth stone slabs. You want to take the front right-hand corner of that, and you want to extend it right by 9. You'll then leave a gap of 3 and place 3 slabs to the right. And then you can bring this one in more than one direction. You can bring it back by 2 to connect into the wall, and you can also bring it right by 11. Just like this. Then essentially you're connecting forward and all the way left, but leaving those ends 7 open. So if you really want some numbers... oh god, I'm just gonna count it, whatever. It'll be 18 slabs forward. And it should be 30 to the left, and then I'll leave you with 7 there, as I mentioned. Let's start filling in things. So... the line on the left here, this like really long thing, and the big rectangle at the front center, you will fill in both of them with gray concrete. You can do this fairly easily with /fill again. I'm just going to keep using it because I don't want this video to be 40 minutes. You want to take this, like, what is a line concrete for me? This bottom left block of the grid, pretty much, and you will break into it. You will sneeze, and then you will, sorry, that was probably loud. You will note this coordinate that you are in when you are standing in the ground. You will then head to the back right-hand corner of this long line here, break down, and you will get in the hole, and then you'll do /fill, tilde, copy the other coordinate in, and do gray _ concrete. That, like, hurt my chest, that sneeze. And it should give you this. You can also, using the same command, head to the back right-hand corner of the parking lot, which is this big rectangle, break down, and you just press whatever it is to go up into the hotbar, and then if you don't have the type thing up on console or whatever, you'll press the up arrow on the D-pad or just up the up arrow on the keyboard, and you'll do the same thing. Just press enter. And you should have this. Now, around the sides of the build, with the exception of in front of the quartz pillars here on, ironically, both the front and back, it kind of works like that. But on the back instead, there I go. On the back, it doesn't even go back at all. Essentially, you're just breaking the row of grass directly around the build. You're leaving the very front open and the quartz pillars, oh, well, I guess it's really just quartz pillars open. I don't know how to explain it particularly well because I'm bad at explaining, but, yeah. On the back, you'll be one row off the grid, and you won't go. You just kind of go through it and break the back middle here. I don't need that red concrete. No one will know that's gone, right? Surely not. And then again, you'll just go around here, and I will have to break some of the grid, I see. Which is fine. Not like I need it anyway. And I'll just go around, and once I hit the front here, I'll go forward by 3 and stop once I hit the side of the quartz pillar, like this. You'll fill all that in with podzol. We'll add the details to the podzol later. I just figured I would do this now as we're filling everything in. But we need just a couple things for that. That'll be, I think, the last thing we do before the police car. The police car will be the very last thing. And you should have this. I just zoned out, my bad. Essentially the pathway here that goes across the left and kind of goes across the front. Some here, you're going to break all of the grass here and replace it with sandstone this time. Between these smooth stone slabs, you'll have gaps, and if you didn't place gray concrete in them, you do want sandstone. I like sandstone better anyway, but it is up to you, regardless what you do. But yeah. I don't know, I guess. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe it. And yeah. That'll pretty much make this build look finished. I mean, it won't be, but it'll make it look finished. Which is pretty much half the battle if you think about it. Unless it's more than half, I don't really know. So you should have this now. For this little weird rectangle at the front left, you want to... Hey, look, it's me again. You want to break down 2 rows into it. My fish is at normal speed now. I don't know what happened. It's like if I leave the chunk and then head back into it, his tail just goes supersonic speed. It's kind of weird. You will fill in the bottom row with gravel specifically. Oh, he's zooming again. Now, the blocks under these smooth stone slabs around the edges here, you will just replace with gravel. You will, in a couple spots, you'll place cobblestone slabs. I have one in the back left. I have a block in the front right with a slab off either side, and then I just have like a gap of 4 from the front of that and have a slab here. And then you can just fill this in from that point with water, just at the bottom. You don't want to bring it up any further than these slabs. I mean, you could, in theory, like, have it up to here if you wanted, and it wouldn't go out, but I think that's just kind of corny. I don't know. And then I did on top of every single gravel I placed seagrass. You can kind of pick and choose and add some other, like, coral and stuff if you want as well. But yeah. I would recommend getting out a fish and just throwing them in here. You don't actually have to throw a fish in there. The fish just seems broken. You can do it. There we go. And you also need light blue concrete now. I don't know why I didn't grab that out, but I forgot. So let's focus on the parking lot. From the back left-hand corner, you want to break this from this gray concrete in this middle rectangle. You'll break 5 moving forward in total. And then you'll just continue going right, leaving gaps of 3 and breaking these rows of 5s until you should end up lining up perfectly with the opposite side. In theory. You'll also notice you'll line up on either side of the sandstone here at the front middle. And yeah. You pretty much want the same thing on the front side. I'd recommend starting from the front right-hand corner and moving back. And you want to leave the left 2 lines open. And the reason I say that is because you have this gap here where you have like the 7 rows or whatever. That is an exit to the parking lot. And you kind of want to be able to exit without somebody parking directly over it. Although I feel like people would still end up doing that somehow. Even if you clearly said no park here, you know. You'll fill all those lines with white concrete. And there will be some more we have to do before we can finally get onto the police car. Don't worry. It'll happen, I swear. Maybe next year. It's late enough in the year where I can say that, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's February. But it won't be like a, oh, look, last year joke. Haha, funny. I'm recording this January 20th in case anybody cares for that information about that joke. Anyway, you should have this. The parking space I mentioned was in line with the sandstone. You want to, if you look at it from the top down, you will take the front left-hand corner and the, I guess, bottom left and top right corners and place white concrete in them. From the front right, you will count back by 1 and break this gray, along with 2 going back diagonally left, and then just fill that all in. I don't know why I went from top to back to front to the other side. I don't know. On the... I did both to the left and the right. I'll take the middle of each of these parking spaces and place a light blue concrete. You do kind of have the consideration that you wouldn't particularly probably be driving. Well, I guess you could be. I don't know. The right one makes more sense for sure than the left one. I will say, if you only want to add one, put the right one for sure. But it is up to you. The 2 rows of 7 at the front, you will break the leftmost 3 gray concrete and replace them with white concrete. Clear your inventory and get out whatever you want to place on top of the console. I use a mixture of azalea and flowering azalea, along with the leaf versions of both. Azalea leaves and flowering azalea leaves. You can even throw cherry leaves in if you want a little bit more color. But I essentially just go around and on all the podzol, I'll just place like azalea plants everywhere like this. Just gotta spam them. Okay, that's a little bit too many. And then I'll just have a mixture between them and the leaf versions. And especially when you do that, you'll notice it looks very nice because you have some of them where they touch the ground and some where they don't. And it just creates a very nice look overall. I'll kind of give you a sample here of what's going on. This is one of my favorite, like, plant things to do. Minecraft's, like, greenery and plants in general, they aren't amazing necessarily, but there's a lot you can really do with them, I think, if you just kind of play around. Like, honestly, if you ever had a build where it's, like, maybe you think it's either missing something or, I don't know, you just want to add something for fun, I would recommend just playing around with different plants. I know you guys, or I'm sure some of you have seen the, like, garden design I use with the bamboo and the, like, large grass, or the tall grass and everything. Like, things like that. There's so much you can do with the plants in this game. Even throwing in full blocks and, like, just mixing everything you have. Saplings, trees, whatever. It's not particularly hard either because, especially something like that, like obviously making custom trees is a pain, but if you're doing something where you're just, I don't know, making a garden with that, you're just kind of randomly placing things and just hoping it works, you know? And most of the time, as long as you have enough height variation and variation in, just like the blocks that you use and that it's fairly, not even necessarily evenly spread, just it looks like it looks nice, I don't know. It's hard to explain other than that, but yeah, you should end up with this. There's kind of 2 things we have left, and if you are here for the interior as well, I recommend staying for the police car as well and the next step, because we're going to fill in the floor inside. Now, for the police car, it is just polished andesite, by the way, for the floor. If you really don't want the police car, you just leave. You want to start by getting out stone stairs, polished basalt, block of coal, stone buttons, smooth quartz stairs, smooth quartz slabs, which we're also going to use for blocks because it's just easier, dark oak trapdoors, pale oak trapdoors, and we'll go with snow layers. So you can put this wherever you so choose. I'm going to start from the kind of back right-hand corner here, and I will count forward 2 and left 1, and here I'll place a stone stair facing backward. This is the front of the car, so I'm going to, I guess, instruct it as such. You will bring that stone stair right with a polished basalt facing right, and then a stone stair facing towards you, or forward, like this. Take the stone stair on either side and bring it back with a block of coal, which will have a stone button off the outside, just because we might as well add it now. Back from the block of coal on either side, from there you'll place 3 upside down smooth quartz stairs facing out, and then a block of coal yet again with a stone button off the outside. Behind that you'll place a stone stair facing backward, and you can connect them together with another stone stair. On the back row of stone stairs you'll just place dark oak trapdoors, and at the front row where you I guess have the polished basalt, you want dark oak trapdoors on the front 2 rows. Why is my There's a leaf glitching out of the corner of my eye on my other screen. Okay, and I moved and it stopped. It's a little weird. Minecraft Bedrock, baby. Let's go. 0 bugs ever. On top of the back block, a coal on either side, you'll place a smooth quartz block and then a pale oak trapdoor. I have the little handle part of it facing backwards, but it is up to you. In front of that, you'll place a smooth quartz slab. And then you'll connect the slabs together. In front of that middle slab, you want a polished basalt facing left to right, which you will need a placeholder for, and then another smooth quartz slab. That slab can also be brought both left and right by 1. I'm so smart, I forgot that we needed glass blocks for the top snow. So, I guess clear your inventory, and I guess keep the snow, and get out glass blocks, glass panes, dark oak fence gates, mangrove stairs, warp stairs, glow item frames, regular item frames, and what will we go with? That's an interesting question. I guess oak signs. Sure, that works. So at the front here, you just want to place glass panes underneath the front 3 smooth quartz slabs. You'll bring these side panes back on either side by 2. And then on either side of the polished basalt, you want a stair. On the left, it'll be a warp stair, and on the right, it'll be a mangrove stair, which will just face away from it like so. And those are the WEEWOO sirens. Between the back middle smooth quartzes, you'll place a glass block with a, I believe it's 2 snow layers on top. Yes, it is 2. I can never tell. I'm not a snow layer observer. On the front of the car off either side stone stair, you'll place a glow item frame, and you'll place an oak sign in the middle, and just type whatever you want for your license plate. I'm going to do, or I did originally and will do again, G0TY0U. And I'll do it on the other side as well, on the back, in the middle still. I go down a line and then type that. And all letters are in caps, and then it's obviously some numbers. On the back here, you will have an item frame either side of the oak sign as well. Finally, with this inventory set, you'll take the glass pane kind of corners and place dark oak fence gates outside of them. These are the rear view mirrors. You don't have to add these if you have like, or if you want to have 2 next to each other or something. That's fine. Although I guess if you did, that would actually just combine. I never considered that. You could even open this one and be like, whoa, such a cool detail. I don't know. Anyway, you want to, from this point, clear your inventory and get out pale oak signs, and I'm going to get out smooth quartz, and that'll be important later, but, or I guess it'll be important in a little bit here. You'll take the middle of the 3 upside down smooth quartz stairs and place a pale oak sign on it. You'll count down a line and type in all caps just police, and you'll do that on both sides. If you want to do like a city name, like I might do just city police or something, you know, I could do Blocksville, which is the, let's build a city. Whatever you choose. I would advise as well just fixing up the inside of the car, and really all I'm going to do for that is just place a smooth quartz block kind of under the glass on either side, and then have another one at the back here. Just have a 1 block gap in the center where you could place a stair if you so choose, but just make it a little bit sleeker and nicer than it was, because oh my god, it was terrible. Anyway, there is one more thing, as I mentioned, with the interior that I want to just prep us for next time. I am just confirming that the entire floor is in fact what I think it is, and it appears to be yes. So if you head inside your police station, you want to fill in your entire floor in with polished andesite. Now, it's just 1 row up. It is where the polished andesite is on both the right and front. I'm going to get myself night vision, hold on. Just so you guys can actually see what I'm doing here, but yeah, we're just filling it all in with polished andesite. This will just help us to prepare for the next interior video and make it a little bit shorter, plus it really won't add much of a length to this one either. But yeah, that's really all you need to do. I'm thinking about doing, I was considering doing a singular wall, but we'll just worry about that next time because it doesn't matter that much. Anyway, once you've done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is your Police Station Refresh Series exterior complete. Thank you guys for if you guys did enjoy this video. If you do have any other suggestions, please do let me know. Refresh is in an order, so anything refresh I will not take suggestions for at this point. And yeah, I'll do remakes still for some things that don't have remakes at least. But yeah, with that being said, have a fantastic rest of your day or night. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.